Boy, I have a really special video for you today. What you see beside me is the latest, the newest, ultra high performance SUV from BMW, the 2020 BMW X5M. And in this first video about this car, I was gonna show you all the features, tell you all the specs. And at the end of this video, I'm gonna rev this twin turbo V8, the glorious V8 engine, and let you hear it. And this car is just packed full of some pretty interesting specs, and of course technology, comfort, and luxury. And let's start with the styling at first. This is a competition model, so it's an upper level of the M car in the latest BMW lineup. This, of course, is an X5, so it's kind of a family SUV. It's a large SUV. In this case, it's a 5-person SUV. And of course, the styling in the front here tells you that it's a performance car with giant air intakes. And this is a brand new style for the X5. It's been around a little bit, but this is the first time that an X5M, this is a third generation car. That's the first time it's seen in public. It goes on sale basically in the spring, so within a couple of months. And well, let's just walk around it just really quick before I open up the hood and show you the engine. The competition version of the car comes with slightly different wheel package. Some of it is cosmetic, and the competition also gives you a blacked out badging and grills and other details, but it has a staggered wheel combination. So in the front right here is a 21-inch wheel. Of course, it's wrapped in high performance tire. This is a Michelin Pilot Sport 4S. And it's a very aggressive, kind of a summer-oriented tire. And we are in Phoenix, Arizona, so it's pretty warm. And there'll be another video that I'll be doing a little bit later that we'll publish with all the driving and acceleration. But in this video, I want to show you the car, show you all the numbers and kind of the specs of it. But in the back, the wheel is actually larger, so it's staggered. It's not only larger diameter, 22-inch wheel. Just check this out, how low profile this tire is. But it's also wider, so you have more tire. I mean, there's nothing new here, but this tire is also, of course, a Pilot Sport 4S, 22-inch wheel. So you got that kind of staggered look. So it looks kind of like it's hunkered towards the front, larger tire in the back. And out back here, there's kind of a special detail down here. So first of all, it's also blacked out, this rear diffuser area and this rear apron. But this is kind of how you know this is an M car. First of all, it's an X5M, and then it's a competition. So this is also blacked out. And at the end of the video, like I said, we'll start this engine and we'll rev it. Make sure you guys can hear this beast. So now let's talk about the power. Let me pop the hood, because that's very important in an M car. By the way, check out all the details here. X5M competition, and it's got, well, I'll show you the interior a little bit later. Double pull, as always, for a BMW. Well, let's look under here and check what makes it really special. If you know BMW M cars, you know this engine pretty well. This is a 4.4 liter twin turbo V8. I mean, it's got really fancy technologies, and it's made specifically for the M version. And for the X5M, it starts at 600 horsepower. So that's kind of the starting point. But this is a competition, and the competition has another software package on it, basically more tuning. And this produces 617 horsepower and 553 pound-feet of torque, and it's a high revving engine. Maximum power comes in close to 6,000 RPM. Maximum torque starts at 1,800 RPM and just goes flat to like about 5,000. So this is, I mean, if you've seen other M cars, you probably know this engine really well, like the new M8, the M5 sedan. So there's nothing fancy like electrically going on. This is not a plug-in hybrid. This is not, you know, some sort of a other system, but this is kind of traditional power, twin turbocharged, very high tech, combustion engine, and it makes a lot of power. Obviously, this video is not about driving impressions yet, but look at this bracing. Just that both shock towers are braced with this gigantic structural piece, and so it's kind of traditional BMW power. This engine is backed up by an 8-speed automatic transmission, and this car is full of M everything. So the transmission is M specific, just for this high performance SUV. The all-wheel drive system is M specific. It's rear biased, and when it senses some slip in the back, it will transfer more power to the front. It's got an M rear differential, so it can help you corner. It's got M pretty much everything. And this competition model, well, let's look on the inside just a little bit. The competition part of it gives you kind of this two-tone leather seats, integrated headrests. This is a pretty comfortable interior. BMW says they're trying to combine luxury and performance, and they've done that obviously through the years. But this is the next iteration of what they're doing here. I mean, right here, you can see these seats also have a massage function. So not only heat and cooling, but also massaging. Obviously, the high-end stereo system, Bowers and Wilkins, and the stitching is amazing. There's a lot of little details on this interior that make it special. For example, you can also see the seat belt has BMW Motorsport and kind of a flag colors right here. So nice little touches throughout this car. Let me show you quickly the rear seat and the trunk, and then I'll show you some of the configurations on the actually infotainment and the performance system. Plenty of room. So if you want an SUV, a high performance SUV with a lot of space, I'm just over 6'2". I have plenty of legroom. I'm sitting behind myself. This has a panoramic sunroof as well. And at the end, I'm also going to tell you the pricing. Obviously, all this stuff comes at a price, but it's highly competitive in this segment. Obviously, there are a lot of other performance SUVs in this segment. For example, the latest Mercedes-Benz GLE AMG 63. There's also, of course, other cars, SUVs like the Jeep Grand Cherokee Trackhawk. Here's another sign that this is very special. Competition. Blacked out badging once again. Kind of a split tailgate. It's all electrically powered. Plenty of luggage space. These are two of our kind of camera gear bags. And you can see, there's a ton of space. And there's more space under here and a tow hook. So, of course, plenty of space. You can fold down your rear seats if you want just by pulling this little switch. Everything happens very kind of controlled. Everything feels high quality, and it should be because this is a very high performance SUV. Also, obviously, you have this cargo tonneau cover here, cargo cover. Let me close this. And if you go around in the passenger side, I'm going to jump in and show you some of the configurations on the inside. So what BMW is also introducing with this car is more configuration. If you didn't think you had enough configs, now it has more. So let me just start it. And I'm not going to rev it quite yet, but the start button, the power button is right here. Boy, it just comes to life. Of course, the Idrive control system is very familiar. It's still a knob over here on this side. Of course, you have cup holders, wireless phone charging in here. You have chilled and heated cup holders. Here's your key. Fairly standard. If you know BMWs, I mean, you can recognize this key pretty easily. But then there's a special M mode button right here. And if you look up here at the screen, there is road mode, sport mode, and track mode. So, and in the competition, the track mode is unique, the unique one. It gives you just extra configurability. It allows you to take this SUV to the track. It disconnects all of the driver assistance technologies, the adaptive cruise, the lane keep assist, all these things. It relaxes stability control systems. Here's the gauge layout, and it changes with different modes. This is the road mode, and you can see some of the other configs: efficient, comfort, comfort, comfort. And the new thing is you can actually control the feeling of the brake pedal. It came into being with the M8 car, and right here, obviously, is the mode button. You still have your M buttons on the steering wheel. The steering wheel is still, feels really good. But you can control all of the other settings, including the brake pedal feel, which is, I think is pretty amazing. So you can put it all in sport, or you could have it to where you can adjust individual, obviously. So if you want steering feel to feel sporty, but the brake pedal to feel a little bit more softer, a little bit more comfortable, the suspension system is adaptive. So there is not height adjustable. The suspension is not height adjustable, but it is adaptive nonetheless. And it also has roll stability control that's programmed to go along with every different mode. So it has all of those things. And finally, you're probably wondering about some of the specs. 3.7 seconds 0 to 60 capability in this competition model, X5M. 177 miles per hour top speed with a special driver package. It basically increases your top speed from 155 to 177. So if you are in a location or at the track where you can get higher top speeds, you can also get that. And X5M starts at $105,000 approximately before destination charges. And X5M competition starts at $114,000 approximately. But this one is at around $129,000. So you can still get a couple extra options, special packages, individual touches, different colors, trim levels. So even though it starts at about $114,000 and it comes already really packed of technology, luxury, you could still add a little bit more to it. And $128,000. It's still a competitive price if you look at the Mercedes, for example. And also there are cars like Tesla Model X Performance that's actually quicker than this car, technically on paper. And you've probably seen how quick those Model X electric SUVs are. But 3.7 seconds, it's nothing to kind of sneeze at. There's the panoramic sunroof. So at the end of this video, I want to let you hear it. So I'm gonna grab the camera and go back there, and I will basically let you hear it before I close this down. And if you can come back a little bit later, of course, we'll do more videos with this car as well. Oh, by the way, of course, there's a couple of different modes for the exhaust, and the exhaust button is right there. All right, I'm just gonna take the camera and the microphone to the back. I'm gonna have my camera guy Ian start the engine and let you hear it with my mic. Okay. Let it roll. Oh yes, it sounds really, really good. And this is just going up to about 4,000 RPM. It's not letting the engine completely rev while just sitting still. Really cool. Well guys, thank you for joining me for this video. And of course, go back to TFLcar.com for more news in the real world. First, high performance SUV reviews. Thank you.